Hello.
David,
Hello.
how are you? Sorry, I
Yeah,
left you
good.
in the a waiting room there for a
No
second.
problem.
All
No problem.
right.
Is my mic level good?
Yeah.
Good enough? Okay, cool. I'm on a different computer than normal, so I had to set it up.
Okay. No
All
worries.
right.
No, I think I think it sounds good. So long as Graham here doesn't step all over you whenever we're talking. I think.
All right.
I'll just say hi and then let you guys roll with it. Still too much? Should I just not
Yeah,
even
dude,
say hi?
shut up. What are you doing? Don't you to talk here? What are you talking about? No, just before we sort of get rolling,
Mm-hmm.
I'm Woody. He's Graham. We host a
Howdy.
show here in Minneapolis. It's called The Pit. It's a metal show. We've been playing you guys for a long time, mostly because Graham might be your biggest fan. That's
Nice.
he's not
Cool.
going to readily
Yeah.
admit it because he's not. He's modest. But yeah, we love you guys. So this is a real great opportunity to
Yeah.
get to speak with you, and we're super stoked to talk about arrows, mostly because of swords.
Oh yeah.
And we want to talk about the video. We've been playing it for a couple of weeks. Can you talk about the song and the music video?
Yeah. So the song, it's one of those where mostly written by our bass player. He came up with kind of all the main riffs and everything, and then as a band we put it together. But it's one of those songs that when I heard it, I was like, this is the single. This is the jam. Basically, it just felt great right off the bat. And then our buddy Whitey McConaughey, who does our videos or does almost all of our videos, he's done I don't know 5 or 6 of them for us now. He had this idea for a sword themed thing, and we were like, okay, yeah, I don't know, we get to slice stuff up, and it was super fun to do. And and yeah, I still don't really know anything about swords, to be honest. I mean, it was fun slicing things with sword, and harder than you think, actually. Like if you're trying to, so, we had some like colored water bottles set up across the center, and if you're trying to slice right through them, it's hard to to get a nice level swing. I guess it just takes practice, but yeah, it was super fun. It was really fun, and I'm stoked on how it turned out.
So
Did
you
you have
don't
a?
know. Oh,
Oh,
I
so,
was gonna say, do you don't know much about swords because that's like takes off 3/4 of the rest of our questions.
Yeah, no, no, no. Go ahead and ask, and I'll tell you what I do know. But yeah, it's not like we really had. It was basically an idea that the director brought to us, and we're like,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll chop stuff up with a sword.
Yeah. Was that a hard sales pitch for him to you? Were you guys like,
Nah, no, we were into it pretty much instantly.
yeah, I can imagine. Like that
Yeah,
was it Wires the one with the car where you guys get the car?
yeah.
That's got to be him too then, right?
Yes, same guy, and same thing. When he pitched that idea to us, we're like, we get to smash into stuff with a car. Yes, I want to do that. It's like Grand Theft Auto in real life.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Um
yeah, it was really fun.
so what do you guys have plans to do more videos on this album, I'm guessing, like for Funeral Coach that just came out or anything
Yeah,
like that?
we
Or
we do have no video for Funeral Coach, but there is another video, actually two more videos in the works. One is for
sweet.
Why, which hasn't been released yet, and I'm blanking on what the other song is, but yeah, two more in the works. So those are coming up pretty soon. I think the Why video comes out right around the same time that the album releases, which is June 4th.
Yeah,
June
at least that's
1st
what I
or
have,
2nd,
but
something like that. Yeah. So yeah, more videos are coming. These ones that are coming up are not done by Whitey. Done by another buddy of ours, Ansel Adams. No, that's the photographer. I'm screwing this up. I'm forgetting his last name. Ansel is his name, and he did the video that was kind of a video game thing for us before. It was like a video game that was also a music video
oh yeah, I think I
a
remember
while
that.
back. Yeah, we were like little digital dudes in that one. Um, anyway, so yes, more videos coming.
no swords in the forthcoming videos, though.
Yeah, no, not that I
Son
know
of a.
of. No swords in that one.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. I was pretty stoked on the swords though. I wanted to know like, did anybody cut themselves or did any like,
Yeah, there was a couple times we were like, okay, let's slow down just a little bit, but yeah,
especially
nobody
since you
got
don't know
hurt.
anything about swords. I mean,
Yeah,
it
and
seems
it was a
like
real. He actually had two of them. He had two real katana swords. One of them he needed to break so we could do the shot at the end where Chris, our tour manager, gets stabbed. So he got a cheaper one and then a real nice one, and it was really sharp. I mean, that thing will cut anything, and had a nice heft to it. But we didn't know much about it. But yeah, with these videos, it's like ever since ever since the first video, we're like, how are we going to top the last video? Like, we already smashed stuff with a car. What are we going to do that's like, it's got to be at least that good? So I don't know what will happen next with the video ideas from Whitey, but it's kind of tricky. We always have to, I feel like we have to keep it, it's got to keep stepping up.
Yeah, the destruction has to increase for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that the same guy who did the prehistoric dog with all the beer can armor and stuff?
Yeah, same guy. He did
God, that one
Prehistoric
rules.
Dog, where we battled some LARPers in beer can armor.
Yes.
Then he did Wires, which was us smashing stuff with the car. He also did the one where we had an air guitar contest where we judged the air guitar contest and we're driving around with a big microphone on top of the car. He did one that's kind of a montage. He went on tour with us in Russia. Don't know what year that was, but that was for I'm blanking on the song, but he did another one that was kind of a bunch of tour footage. He also did Cut It Short, which is us basically fighting with each other in the van and farting in the van and all that kind of stuff. Tour, getting annoyed with each other while on tour. And also what's the title of the song where we're in the woods battling an invisible guy stealing our beer. Yeah,
The
all kinds of
premises
stuff.
on these are just dynamite. The premises are just nonstop, like just electric. They're just so good.
Yeah, the credit really for the ideas and the execution goes to Whitey McConaughey, the director. We're really lucky to have him as a friend and do this. And the videos have been really they've really helped us as a band. I don't think we would have the opportunities we have now without that first video kind of taking off like it did. I mean, I hope people like the songs also, but I know that the videos are a big part of why we got to where we are now. It really
And
helped out.
the merch too. This is something Graham and I have talked about. Your merch is really rad. Like in particular, we we featured the new vinyl, like the goo vinyl on the. I know that's not exactly merch.
The
Like
liquid
that's
filled thing.
the
Yeah.
liquid filled. Yeah, like that was. Like, where do these
Yeah.
ideas come from? Are you guys
Yeah,
involved in that stuff?
Well, a little bit. I mean, they ask us and they tell us Relapse, the record label, they're willing to do these weird vinyl things like a liquid filled record. It's like, what is that? But yeah, they show us like options. We can do these kind of colors, we can do these different kind of splatters, and almost always I'm like, yeah, that looks amazing. And then when they presented this the liquid filled thing, I was like, yeah, that is super cool. um I don't have any of those. I don't have any records that are liquid filled. But yeah, Relapse is basically willing to do crazy stuff with our releases, like the was it Whales and Leeches? They had the 3D lenticular cover. I don't know if you've seen that, but they did CD and vinyl where the 3D cover is like one of those, I don't know, like old kids books where you could kind of tilt it and it's
Oh,
like a
yeah.
3D scene. It actually has some depth. Um, so yeah, they're the label is really cool about experimenting with releases and stuff.
That's rad.
You guys should sell swords on tour.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be a little dangerous. I don't want to get in trouble for
foam
somebody
swords,
cutting their
maybe.
arm off.
You guys have many people who show up to shows like in beer can armor and stuff like that? That's had to have happened at some point,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, that definitely happens, and it's always awesome because I know it takes a lot of time
oh my
to
God.
build that stuff. And yeah, we've had a lot of times. I mean, sometimes people will do like full on beer can armor like we had. Sometimes people will build it out of like 12-pack cases, like just the
Oh, the
cardboard style.
boxes.
But even that's super awesome. But yeah, even yeah, still. Um, we haven't toured in because of the virus or whatever. We haven't really toured. It's been over a year since we've played a live show. So, but I kind of feel like the beer can armor thing is just going to always be a thing.
Yeah. Do you guys have, is it too soon to talk about that without him like releasing any information that he can't, as far as tours go?
Tour
Or
stuff.
Just like
Yeah.
it's coming, but like not, or something like that?
Yeah, we don't even actually have dates totally nailed down, but yes, we're working on tours coming. So yeah, and I'm excited to get back to touring. and also to even to practicing. We have started practicing. Our rehearsal space is big enough where all of us with masks can be in the same space, and it's well, so far it's been safe. We're all good, and most of us are actually. I think half of us are fully vaccinated, and me and Brian are half vaccinated. I've gotten my first
Nice.
shot, but not my second one yet. But yeah, really looking forward to getting back to a normal rehearsal and to start touring again.
Was the pandemic? Was the album recorded during the pandemic? When?
Yeah, it was recorded before all that started.
Oh, word.
So October 2019 is when we were
Oh
in the
wow.
studio on that. So yeah, it feels like forever ago that we already finished the record, and then all this stuff happened, and
Wow.
just kind of put everything on hold. And I was like, "Are we just going to go ahead and release it?" And the record label was like, "Yeah, we should wait until until we can do shows again." And it was frustrating, but I feel like it was the right choice. Right when we were filming the video for Arrows, that was also at the beginning. That I think that was like March 2020.
Oh wow.
No
Uh,
way.
yeah, it was a while back, and that was kind of right when the virus stuff was starting. People were like, it wasn't even like you had to wear masks or anything yet. It was just wash your hands and I don't know. It was real early in it, and there was a guy. We did some, some of the shots in there with one of those high speed cameras, so you can get the super slow mo style. So a buddy of Whitey's who knows how to operate this high speed camera thing, or super slow mo camera, whatever you call it. He came in and he was seemed a little. Everybody thought he was sick. It turns out he was just hungover, but everybody was like, everybody was really like, should we be around this guy? He seems like he's sick, And there was all this worry about the virus, and it was right at the beginning of it, so nobody really knew like what was going on. But it turns out he was just hungover. He was fine.
Well,
So
thank
yeah,
God for that.
yeah, but it
I
was a
know.
little scary at first. We just like, what is, I didn't, and none of us had any idea how long it would last. So, but yeah,
Totally.
so all that stuff was recorded back in October 2019, and then the
Wow.
video March 2020. So it's been kind of on hold for like a full year, pretty much,
That's
or
great.
almost a year.
I was curious about that with some material, like not specifically to you guys, but in general about like um the general direction you could go versus like, do we release it still? Do we wait? And I'm guessing, people who are smarter than us, no offense to anyone in the digital room, that that have research to back up their ideas about how to do it, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was I didn't really know what the best plan was, and it was kind of frustrating. I was like, we're done with this. I want to release it. And there's always a little bit of delay, between when you're finished recording something and when it gets released, because most record labels, they have certain days or seasons that they'll want to release all their new stuff. But this was a really long delay, and so yeah, it was frustrating. But at the same time, I trust Relapse, I trust the label, and they know how to sell records and all that. So yeah, we just
So what
went with
did
what
you
they said.
do then for the past year? Like like you've had an album done.
Yeah.
You like what next? What do you just sit there and wonder what the album sounds like, or do you write more,
Yeah.
or what do you do?
We I know that Brian was really prolific during this, as far as writing riffs and stuff, but we even took a long break from practicing because we just weren't sure, like, we didn't want to expose each other,
Sure.
and we didn't. We're in a practice space where there's I don't know, there's like 12 or 13 different rooms, so there's a lot of people in and out of there. So
Mm.
yeah, we basically took a long break from even rehearsing, and all had to get had to start working again, doing other work. So yeah, everything was just kind of on hold.
Wow.
Um, I mean, there was a little bit of me personally. I didn't play guitar for I don't know a good 4 months, because I had to focus on other stuff. So
Sure.
yeah, it kind of sucked, and it felt really good the first time we got back to practice. I was like, God, it's been so long. Like, am I even gonna remember this stuff? But it came back real quick, and it
That's
felt
cool.
good.
Do you have I traveled last fall to see you guys play at Levitation in Austin. I'm sure you are
Mm.
constantly touring, so stuff might not pop up
No, I
much.
remember that one. Yeah, with
Yeah,
Torch and some other bands. Yeah,
yeah, and Windhand and
yeah.
Monolord. Very cool. I've never been to Austin before, but they had that like kind of I think they called it a festival, but it was
Hmm.
like segmented into clubs throughout the city, which I thought was like an amazing concept. So you're not like sitting with, to me, like even if it's a band I love, I'd prefer not to see them with 80,000 people, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I was just gonna say, do you have places either like in the States or maybe over in Europe or wherever you've gone that you particularly like, wow, this place is really sweet? Or do you guys have like, oh, we really want to make sure we go here when we're touring next or anything like that?
Yeah, that place you mentioned at Levitation, that was I think it's called the Mohawk,
Hmm.
and that club is great. It's
Yeah.
like usually outdoor style stages don't sound that great. The sight lines aren't that great, but that place somehow it just works the way they've got. It's sort of a weird amphitheater setup, you know, like you can be on multiple levels in the crowd, and then the stage down here. So yeah, that's one of the places that I definitely look forward to playing. And that festival was really nice. I liked it. A lot of good
Yeah.
bands and just the way it was set up was good. Other places that are always a good thing to play. Geez, I don't know. There's so many, and I'm gonna blank on stuff. But yeah, the Mohawk in Austin is definitely one of the places we like. Um, Kings in Raleigh,
Mm.
Raleigh, North Carolina, is another place, and Kings has been in two different buildings now. And the load in at Kings is a pain in the butt because they don't have an elevator. You got to go up these. It's like several. I think it's I don't know if it's 3 flights of stairs or whatever. But the load in is kind of a pain in the butt. But Kings is always really fun. Also because me and John, our drummer, grew up in Raleigh, so
Oh, okay.
it's kind of nice, you know, to go back to your hometown. But yeah, I don't know. Other places, I feel like I'm gonna let people down if I don't.
It's probably tough to remember because you haven't been to any of them in so long.
It
Just
has been a while,
yeah.
yeah.
Just say any you can remember to score gravy points if they hear, or something like that.
Yeah, but yeah,
Uh,
I miss touring. I'm ready to get back out there.
I
yeah.
wonder. I want to ask about the album a little bit because it's been so long since you've gone back to it. Like since like with the layoff, did any of it feel different? Did you guys go back and touch any of it before? Like
Yeah,
after that long period of time, did any of
yeah,
it? Did that distance from it for a while help in any way?
yeah. And we tend to so we'll record a song and then not all the time, but a lot of the times the song will change when we do it live because
Hmm.
recording we can do it. We can have all kinds of extra, multiple tracks and effects pedals that I don't want my board to, become this monster rig that I
Yeah.
have to carry with me. So we'll adapt things. And so yeah, some of the stuff on this, I remember we kind of made some just what song was it? Might have been the song called Too High, which also I think the only a couple songs have been released yet. But anyway, the ending of the song, we weren't really sure like how should we end this, and we made some decisions in the studio. And then when we were playing it again in rehearsal recently, we are like, let's change this. So, and actually, even another example of that, not on this record, but Wires, the way it ends on the album is not how we do it live. We stretch it out live at the end, and a couple other things that we'll do. Involving like the sequence of the songs. So sometimes they'll work on the record, they won't work live. So we might hook a couple of songs together, kind of with a little segue live that we
Oh yeah.
didn't do on the record. So yeah, things definitely would change. And then another thing about just kind of having this break for arrows, and it happens with all of them. But after we record, usually I kind of don't listen to it um, because, especially with mixing, you've heard these songs over and over and over and over,
Hmm.
and I get, to be honest, a little burnt. Like I can't listen to it with fresh ears. So after we finish a record, there's usually like a couple of months, and I won't listen to it at all. We might be practicing the songs in the studio, but I won't listen to the recorded versions just because I'm kind of burnt on it. So yeah, taking a break actually was a good thing. Well, for that, it sucked,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
To be
but
clear,
yeah,
it sucked, but it did help a
yes,
little bit, sort of
yeah, yeah,
consequently.
yeah.
That's always cool, though. I think I love imagining the life of a song and hearing you talk about like how it changes when you do it live or how things change.
Yeah,
Because you're right, you can go in and you have to make decisions when you're in the studio, but then songs change live, and that's one of the coolest things ever is how
yeah,
they evolve.
yeah. And I don't want to go see a band live and just hear a them trying to replicate the record.
Right.
You know, I want to hear, you know, how it is live. So I think that's just like that's part of the live experience. So yeah.
I remember down to, and this might sound a little weird, but I remember down in at that Mohawk show because that was kind of like, I mean, you guys probably, I think you were out on tour and that was like one of your stops, if I remember
Mhm. I
right.
think we did a small little group of shows around that. Yeah.
Yeah, because you played a couple of those new songs, and I'm like Wood said, I'm a huge fan, and I was like, those are new, and it was just interesting to hear that too in that type of setting. But I guess it just made me realize in retrospect, I didn't even consider that you got like you or bands in general might have content that, like you said, there it's more complicated than just like, well, they're all done in the studio from releasing it, that it's just been sitting there for so long. So that's got to feel good to like have a game plan now and stuff like that too. But
Yeah. Yeah. I think at that point we had 2 or 3 songs that got onto Arrows. I'm pretty sure the song Arrows, and I think we played the song Too High at that point, and maybe one other one that all eventually, you know, became part of the new record. But yeah, sometimes, and actually, there's one song on this record that the intro riff is from like way back, like I don't know, 2007 or something. We've been
Wow.
trying to fit this riff into a song like forever, and we just could
Cool.
never like it sounds cool on its own, and then when you try to put it with something else, it's like what? And so we finally like worked it into a song after like seriously the riff's been floating around for like 10 years. So yeah, sometimes a song takes a long time to become a song. I don't know.
well, it's great. I think I'm gonna hop out because I just remembered from bringing up the beer can armor years ago for Halloween. I made some, and
Oh,
when I
nice.
moved, I think I brought it here, and I think it might still be here, which I know is like a super maybe tacky thing to do, but I'm gonna go see if I can find it. So if
Nice.
it might not be here, but if you wouldn't mind giving me some sort of rating in comparison for the
All right,
maybe,
yeah.
I
All
don't
Yeah,
know
right,
if you're a
Chris.
I think in my I think upstairs in the closet up there, I've still got the beer can chest piece that I wore in the first
Oh,
video.
really?
Yeah, I
You should,
think it's jammed in the closet up there.
you should just do one of these Zoom ones, just randomly coming and wearing it, being like,
Just
and not address it.
I should, yeah, yeah, just
God,
like
I
it's
wish you would have just
nothing.
worn yours in here. This is
It's like, oh, cool outfit. You're like, what? What do you like about? Well, hold on one second. I'm gonna see if I still have it here.
Okay, yeah, cool.
I love that this is turning into Project Runway beer can edition or something like
Yeah.
that. That's so funny.
It
That's so
really
cool.
is impressive. Sometimes I've seen there was this girl. I think she did, you know, like a lot of cosplay kind of stuff and costumes and stuff, and she made some beer can armor that was like that looked really pro. It looked badass. Um, yeah, and it really does. It takes a lot of work. We collected cans for like weeks and weeks, and so we would actually so Brian and John both worked. They were bartenders. They worked at a bar downtown back then, and so they would collect cans from the bar, and then we also saved all the beer that we drank, and then we would practice, and then we'd have like a session of out in the driveway, just you know rinsing these cans out because you know beer cans get
Oh yeah,
really they start to
nasty.
smell terrible. So we
I
cleaned
did
them all
have
out. Oh, oh yeah. Wait, how can I make this bigger here?
I couldn't find my
So
crown that I made with it, and I made
I
a
can't.
mini keg Warhammer with it, but that did not last through Halloween at
Show it,
all.
show it, bring it in
Yeah,
front
let
of
me
the
see it
camera
again.
again. Let's
It's
Oh
see
yeah.
it again.
for some reason your setup. I see you small, but when you talk, it switches to this ABC, and I can't make it big. Let me
Oh,
see if I
because
can.
I'm in a studio,
Oh, here
so
we
I'm
go.
talking
Gallery
on the
view. Yeah,
studio mic, and then yeah.
yeah, I got it a little bigger. Oh yeah,
Okay, but I had a whole like the leg things, but this was years ago. I started by
nice.
I remember riveting it, and I was like, "This is dumb," because I put it on once,
Oh, and it
immediately got
hurts.
cut through my shirt,
Yeah,
like little cuts everywhere. I was like, "This is
yeah.
really
We
dangerous."
had a lot of duct tape and stuff in ours to keep the rivets from scratching. But yeah, that's pretty badass.
Yeah, it's like a local brewery. We actually have a beer collaboration beer with a brewery here now too. Well, next time you guys come to Minneapolis, I'll wear it. But
All right. Yeah.
we have one that I was furloughed this summer because our industry, like work in a similar industry, right? So I was out of work for a while as well, because I'm very event based with my full time job here, and I started drinking a lot of our beer in the process of starting to make another one because I was like, got to be productive, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, how would it rank? What's like? Have you seen like a really epic one outside of the
Yeah, well, there's one that comes to mind. It was this girl who does a lot of cosplay costumes, and hers was really badass. I think we might have posted it on our Instagram a while back, but that ranks really high. Just the fact that it's riveted and actually made of beer cans. I've seen a lot, made out of cardboard beer boxes, but made out of beer cans, it's awesome. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I got a gold crown around here somewhere. We have a Renaissance festival here. I don't know if you're familiar with those, right?
Oh yeah, like a Ren Fair or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, my old roommates used to borrow it and wear it there, and every time it comes back with another thing missing. And,
and you said you made a Warhammer too?
Yeah, Newcastle.
Yes.
Newcastle.
There's mini keg style.
Yeah, I had a mini keg and I, took apart the broom handle, got it in there. But I remember vividly because I had it and people were like looking at it, and I kind of did the old kick it up, right, to be like cool and put it over my shoulder. Straight into the drywall. Like stuck into it. And I was like, all right, I gotta stop this.
Yeah. Danger.
Yeah. I completely forgot this was here. I don't know how, considering we're doing this talk now, that I wouldn't have immediately popped in my mind. It's just like a work closet in here because it's like have a wow.
Well,
thank you so much for the time. We're very excited for the ride again.
This was fun.
Yeah. So thank you so much. We'll have to work something out if you guys come to Minneapolis, figure out how we can promote your guys' show any way we can. If you guys come here, otherwise we'll be playing
or drink a couple of beers, or at least drink a couple of beers. That would be tremendous. And Graham will wear his vest, his armor. That'll be cool. That'll be kick-ass.
Yeah. Well, good luck with the rest of your interviews today, and have a great day.
All right. Thanks. Nice talking to you guys.
Yeah. Nice talking to you too.
All right. See ya.
Have a good one.